Alright, we overslept a little bit today. It's about 10:30, and we're going to be kicking on the kiln for the first time today for our first bisque firing. I'm going to show the controller right now. So we got our cone in the kiln sitter. We're gonna set our timer for about 8 hours for our bisque. We're gonna kick it on. You're gonna see a red light. We're gonna kick them on the low. All of them. Check back in an hour. Oh, first thing we gotta do, turn the hood on. We'll check back in an hour and a half. Alright, we're back. It is now 12:30 on November 14th of 2022. And we are doing an update on the first firing, the bisque firing. But before that, I wanted to show you guys what I'm making for lunch today. So today we're making a loaded potato soup with that Dano's OG. And yeah. Alright, we're down here. The kiln is warm. We're going to crank it up. Each dial to medium. Our kiln is now going to fire to medium heat. We are ramping it up. In about 2 hours, so at about 2:30, we're going to come back down and we're going to ramp the heat up to high. Alright guys, what's up? We're doing another part to the firing day portion of this video. We're going back down to the basement and we're going to crank it back up. Now we're going to crank it up to high. It looks like the kiln is still going strong. We're going to take a look. Alright guys, still got everything going. Got our hood cranking. Peepholes, nice. We're still feeling some heat. But it is time to crank this up to high. So we are going to crank all of our knobs to high in the vertical position. The next time we come down, the kiln sitter switch will likely be switched off. But we still have 4 hours on the timer. So we'll be back in 4 hours to see if we ramped up to cone 06 for this bisque firing. Alright guys, so a little bit of a rocky road here today with our first bisque firing. So we're down here back in the kiln. It is getting pretty late. I am absolutely tired. It's getting close to 10 o'clock. The kiln has been firing on high since, let's see, when did we start it on high? At 2:40 p.m. today. So it's been on high for quite some time, and I noticed that there was no noticeable glow from the top peephole. Really what that's indicating to me is that there's an issue with the elements at some point. As the hours progressed and we got later and later in the evening here, I had noticed a very faint glow through the top peephole to the elements in the back, but no noticeable glow from the pottery itself, which at this point the entire kiln should be pretty lit up. So I also noticed that the bottom two peepholes, when I would remove the plugs, that there was absolutely no glow. It was absolutely completely dark. So I didn't even get to wear my cool Willy Wonka glasses at all today, because those are actually to protect your eyes, and unfortunately we didn't need any eye protection today. So that's pretty much where we're at with our first firing. Tomorrow morning I'm going to unload the kiln, and maybe we'll give it another go, but really what I need to do is just let it cool down, I'll unload the kiln because I did put a bunch of work in there. I'm really upset because we're gonna have to refire it, another bisque firing. But you know what? This kind of thing, we knew this was gonna happen. We bought a used kiln, but we know what we're doing. So we're gonna try to take this apart. We're gonna test the electrical probably. We're gonna try to get to the bottom of this. All right, guys. Our firing yesterday was not successful, but the kiln has mostly cooled down today. We're going to go ahead and open it. Nothing is completely bisque fired. We're pretty much we pretty much ended up with greenware completely. Nothing has melted. Very bone dry. Our pyrometric cones are unaffected. Our pyrometric cone in the kiln sitter is completely unaffected. And the pottery it's still pretty warm, but as you can see, it's about this bone. Never got up to temperature. So we're just probably gonna time lapse at this point where I take everything out, and we'll refire once I can figure out what the issue with the kiln is. Likely it is the elements at some point in the system that require adjustment. But see, I think that's for even for the first attempt at firing. Should have got home firing. I usually always have one of those. They do have like a noticeable little chime to them. And you can tell when they don't have a crack because they make this sound. It sounds bisque, but it's not. Well, I'm gonna let the rest of these cool down a bit more. And we're gonna figure out what our problem was, and hopefully we're gonna refire. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.